The Arkansas defense, where we're going to pick up the conversation, and listening to defensive coordinator Barry Odom's press conference, I really liked that he talked about tackling, because in order to be a successful defense, you got to bring guys to the ground, and I don't think it's any secret. Arkansas really wasn't very good at that last year. Really hasn't been in the past couple of years. Because of protocol, the defense will have to learn more tackling technique through drills during fall camp than actual live action. Odom says everything they try to do is structured around their individual drills so that they look exactly like what the players at that position would do on game day. And then it's all about repetition. And when you have that pace and it picks up, it's that muscle memory that will kick in.
Tackling is obviously something to anyone that watches a game. You can say, well, they're a good tackling team or they're not. I mean, it doesn't take a lot of football experience to notice that. I know that the greatest teams that I've been on as far as playing team defense have been really good tackling teams. And we've got to make sure that we're smart with how we do that, like Coach is talking about. Also, I want to make sure that we get our best guys to the first game. And so you got to be smart in how you practice.
Yeah, Mike, they say practice makes perfect.
Yeah, but it also helps if the coach knows the guys that are practicing out there. And if he's a new coach, that can be a problem. But Barry Odom knows a lot more about this defense than most new coordinators would have coming in, because his Missouri teams took full advantage of Arkansas's defense, going all the way back to Brett Bielema's last two teams. In short, these guys did not handle success or adversity well. They blew big first-half leads. When the second half collapses, there was no consistency. They would look good. Suddenly they looked terrible. Here's Odom on handling adversity and staying consistent.
It's hard to sit here and say it, but we're going to give up a touchdown sometime next week would be my guess. How are we going to react to that? What's our mental focus and being able to put that play behind us and go play the next snap? What's that look like? It's time. We've done a lot of talking, and they put in a lot of work, but let's go put it into action and kind of see how we respond.
He looks like a guy that would chew you up in practice.
Yeah, he's a little intimidating.
But there's actually a component there to positive motivation.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's trying to get these guys' mindset right. We saw Arkansas's defense get beat so many times last year, just like Alyssa and Mike both pointed out. And honestly, they got embarrassed being on the field for a lot of those games. I could see the frustration from everyone on that sideline. So let's hope that Barry Odom can turn things around. He says that they'll be running at least 2 different fronts this year, but the main thing for him right now is making sure that the guys develop good habits, and also as a coach, making sure that he and the staff are not putting his players in a position to fail.
That we put our guys in position that they can go play fast, and they have an understanding on where they have help, where they don't, when they can take their shots, when they can't. But collectively playing 11 guys, playing with great speed, energy, passion, effort, getting to the ball, trying to eliminate explosive plays, as I was talking about, and finding ways to get the ball back for our offense. I mean, those are things that we've got to continue to focus on and build on.
And that all sounds so great to me, because Arkansas was on the losing side of a lot of those explosive plays last year.
Well, I know if you talk to the staff and you talk to Sam Pittman, he's going to tell you that games in the SEC are won in the trenches. We've heard that a lot, right? But what I love from Barry Odom was he talked about this defensive line, and he was honest when he talked about him, saying when we got here in January, there was a lot of work to do. They needed to gain some weight, they needed to gain some power and some strength, and he has been really impressed with this defensive line and what they've been able to accomplish over the past couple of months, and that's exciting for someone like me. I love the defensive line. I'm all about a sack. I'm all about it.
I'm more interested in the physical part of this, the emotional side to this defense, because in my opinion, they had the best guys on the defensive side of the ball for several years.
Yeah.
They just didn't show up sometimes. To me, it was a mental issue. They looked flat. And I want to see if this guy can motivate them. That's his challenge.
I love that point, Mike. And Tara, you can talk on this, because he's got a point. Scooter Harris, McTelvin Agim, Armon Watts, these are guys who are excelling in the NFL, and Scooter's hoping to get there, but Agim was a draft pick. Watts played last year. I mean, where was that at Arkansas?
The talent was not lacking at all for the defense. I think you could see them, though, throughout the games just kind of give up, and I don't know if that had something to do with Chad Morris or just the fact that they were just tired of losing that way, because they could have been a competitive team, and it just never worked out their way.
I think they were reactive. Yeah. You saw a lot of times they didn't really maybe know what was going on, and so they put so much field in front of them and the receivers that they're giving up big time plays, and that really hurt them down the road. All right, good talk, guys. You know, tomorrow another exciting day because we get the schedule. About time.
Finally.
SEC, right? Finally, we're going to get their first opponent as well as the rest of their season tomorrow afternoon. So that is something to look forward to. But